Hi, Brian from Live from the Lockdown Lounge. Welcome to Tuesday night in Melbourne, and we are still here, still entertaining Melbourne. When I say Melbourne, I mean, my family, my mum, my mother-in-law. But hey, you've got to start somewhere. We've got a big night in store for you tonight. A great guest who's been basically promoting himself, doing it all by himself, not using agents and stuff like that, and has been hugely successful and has used this whole situation with COVID-19 to still find a way. But more of that later. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Lockdown Lounge here, supporting the music industry, supporting artists through chat, through song, through little jokes, through any possible way we can to just put out that positive vibe. And you know what? With positive vibes come Cranbourne Music. Yes, we are brought to you by the amazing people at Cranbourne Music. And did you know that their stores are open, that you can go in there, buy all your stuff, Limbrook and Elizabeth Street City, Cranbourne Music. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. Now, there are so many features, so many segments that we go through. I'm tipping now everybody kind of gets what we're all about here, but I'm going to say it again anyway. So there's chat, there's music, there's gig chicken, there's coping with lockdown, there's back when I thought I was cool. And I must say, another great entry from our guest artist tonight, back when I thought I was cool. He was cool. He was very, very cool and very out there. But we always start with pets are good for ratings. What significance do pets and music have? Nothing. But when you put vision of pet with music, hey, all of a sudden you've got a segment. So, hey, we've got Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and a gorilla. Yes. Hey, only the best entertainment for you. Roll the video.
Yeah, you play.
You want to try and make
Coco
the sound go out?
knows
She noticed the sound came out there.
Yeah.
Now she's going to see if she can do it.
You got it, Coco.
Can you
You
do
got
it?
it amplified now.
That's
Yeah.
good, Coco.
Can you do it?
Coco.
There you go.
Yeah, good, Coco. Really good.
Nice.
You play the bass so well, Coco. It is great.
It's drummer.
Awesome. Yeah, you could be so good at the bass.
She's holding her fingers on the upper part.
Yeah,
right
no, she
here.
gets it.
She gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going like for the lefty style.
But she's a lift.
How cool was that? It's cute. It's cute. Either wants you to get a pet gorilla or a pet flea. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight, who I'm really, really excited about, has a massive song list. Like, we are talking massive. Who does he's like Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen played hours and hours and hours whenever he does a concert. This guest is like that. Okay, he's a highly in-demand acoustic guitarist and vocalist based in Anglesey. He's actually toured all over the world in original bands and around Australia. He's done hundreds and hundreds of gigs, including private functions, pubs, clubs, wineries all across the state. Now, this is the bit that really inspires me. As a result of the COVID-19 crisis, he decided to just do a couple of live streams just for a bit of fun. And we'll ask him a little bit about how good his technology skills were prior to COVID-19. But now, pretty much regularly passing over 3,000 views for every gig he does. Now, I believe it's he does his gigs on a Friday and a Sunday. We'll have to ask him about that. But these online gigs go for up to 5 hours. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give you the amazing, the wonderful Tristan J. Ross. G'day, Tristan.
G'day, Brian. How are you, mate? Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. I love the background there. Is that studio vibe created especially for the whole COVID-19 thing?
It is actually. It's just so I try not to keep my young family awake at night. So as it is, you do these 5-hour gigs. I try and finish at 8 o'clock, and it's always one more. So and the kids go to bed at 7, so they've been having to stay up till 8 because it's very loud in here. So
I imagine.
I've had to start
And
to
are
try and
you,
soundproof it best I can.
Are you an Essendon supporter?
Oh, absolutely not. Hawthorn through and through, Mighty
Right.
Hawk. So, people love getting into me in the comments about the red and black, but it's all they had in stock at the moment. Everyone's going mad, buying acoustic tiles all over the place.
Right, and I can't imagine there'd be too many brown and gold acoustic tiles.
No, that's right. I got to admit, they're probably not the prettiest colours, brown and gold, but...
yeah, I would have gone with a black and
anyway.
yellow vibe if I was, if it was up to me.
I got the yellow print here on my T-shirt.
I know. Hey, man, I've seen the stuff that you've been doing online, and 5-hour live streams. That is mega. But as a soloist, to have the stamina, one, to be able to do that, but also the repertoire. How are you able to do that?
Yeah, it's funny. It's just something that built over time. Like I look at it now and think, 5 hours sounds like a lot to me. I mean, the weddings I do, I do weddings and they can, you can have, 8-9 hour days. If you're doing, I'll do a pre-ceremony, half an hour, then do the ceremony. Then I'll do pre-dinner drinks, 5 till 6, then 6 till 12, you're rocking it, and, so you got these massive things and gigs. And I suppose I just built stamina doing it like that. And sometimes I could just feel like I could sing forever. But as a vocalist, it's not a good thing, but it takes me a long time to warm up. I'm not someone that can just rock up and start singing straight away. So I got to slowly build it.
Yep.
And sometimes it can take 2 to 3 hours before I'm even warmed up enough to hit the notes that I want to be hitting.
Yeah.
It's incredible, and it's frustrating. I see other singers just hit them straight away, and I've got to build. And some days are good, some days aren't. They takes a lot longer, but 5 hours, I could continue to go. I think that the most I've ever sung in a day was, I think, 120 something I did once, songs. I did a charity event for a couple of hours. I did, I think, 20 something straight, then went to a gig and I was there for about, not just a pub gig, it was at the Views in Werribee, and it was a 1 till 5 gig, and they kept me there at 9 o'clock. So
wow.
I did 8 hours straight. And,
Straight, no breaks?
15-minute breaks, sorry, every 45 to an hour, have a 15-minute break. But that was the most songs, I think, that I've ever sang in a day, 124, I think it was. And, it was a lot of songs. But that
is amazing. And are you comfortable with the label of, Australia's Bruce Springsteen?
Oh, well, absolutely. The boss. Could you not?
Yeah. Hey, we do this musical challenge thing throughout our interviews, and of course we need the green light and the thumbs up from our guests. Where I just randomly throw songs at you throughout the interview. Are you up for the musical challenge, Tristan?
Oh, geez, now you've put me under the pump. Now you've built me up so much, but. Absolutely. I couldn't back out now.
No. Look, hey, I've seen all your stuff online. You are very worthy, very, very worthy, my friend. So, you know what? I think it's always good to just kick off a little bit with a little bit of music. How about give me a little bit of Aussie Crawl, Boys Light Up? Can you give me just a little?
Yes. Good. Pick one I know. Actually, hang on. I can do the harmonica on that.
Oh, he's going to do the harmonica as well? Are you kidding? Well, that's good. Yeah. That gives you a little bit of respite when you're singing. It's to blow into the harmonica too. Look, he's got everything here. Go for it.
I was heading from my mountain home, where all these ladies' names are shown, where husband works back late at night, hopes up for trousers down with the hostess on the business flight, taxi in Mercedes drive. I hope the driver's coming out the light. Got it, it is dust. That lady, she's so gossip. She's
Awesome, man. What a great way to start. And you're just so willing. All of our guests have been so gracious with this musical challenge. So thank you, man, for being willing to just jump in it like that.
Ah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good tune. Good song.
Good tune. Great song. Hey, I do want to talk about your breadth of experience because you did a lot of original band stuff and you've traveled the world. But one thing that I noticed in doing a bit of research on you online is that you generate all the work yourself. You don't go through any agents. Now, is that a conscious decision or is that just the way things have evolved?
Yeah, it was a conscious decision, to be honest. When I started doing covers, it was just for a bit of extra cash because, my wife had given birth to twin boys in 2011 and obviously she had to quit work, So anyway, I thought, we needed some extra money and I always thought about getting into covers and I thought, why not? So, got into covers, started as a duet, didn't have the confidence to sing. So, started as a duet in Hoppers Crossing there. And anyway, and then got some confidence, and started singing a bit more. And I thought early on to make the most money, it was all about making money, to be honest. It wasn't, I come from an original scene.
Yep.
And it was all about how could I make the most money, to be honest. And that's the honest truth. And I thought, well, one was to go out on my own, which we planned to move to Anglesea. So I was breaking away from the duet anyway. And so we moved to Anglesea and I went out on my own. And as far as obviously, you got to give them a cut. So, and I thought, well, the less people you have to pay, the more you can get. Plus, I like to run my own show anyway. So that's how I did it. Yeah, and I just started, you play the local pubs and it just built from word of mouth, really. I moved to Anglesea and I was playing regular gigs down here in Torquay and Geelong and so, I've just done it that way. And in saying that, I have got a relationship with Geelong Entertainment, Matty Baird down there, and he's a great bloke. And I have done a few for him over the past, and he's helped me out if I've been sick. I couldn't do a gig. He's someone I can call, and he's got my back. So so I have got him on board as well, which has been handy. But essentially, I do all my own work. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, that's great. I mean, it just shows that you obviously can hustle and hassle well, and you can promote, and it's been sustainable for you. But to a couple of references you've made to your singing, so you are a classically trained guitarist. That's right.
Yeah. So I did that for the first 10 years. Yeah, and probably got stuck into it for the first 6. Then I discovered heavy metal in my teens. I was 9 when I started, and I was getting lessons, but I wasn't practicing. It was just heavy metal by then.
Yeah. Well, back when we
and
thought
electric guitar.
Back when I thought I was cool, we've got a great image from you back in the day, which we will discuss then. But just
I can only imagine.
Just going back to you being able to hustle. So you've got a great following on your Facebook page, which is. Where can people find you on Facebook?
Just at Tristan J. Ross. Yeah.
What's the J for?
The J is J-A-Y, so that's my middle name. And the reason I went with the J in the middle was literally so you could find me on Facebook. So I had my, you got your normal profile, Tristan Ross, and I thought you got Tristan Ross Music, Tristan Ross Acoustic Guitar. I thought just Tristan J. Ross, it's easy. And so that's the reason I threw the J in there, just so it's easy to find on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you sound very upmarket. I expected to see you there in a 3-piece suit, bow tie.
Oh, yeah. Sounds a bit fancy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. But you've got a great following on Facebook, and I guess to a couple of points that I made earlier, you've been able to make the best out of this kind of shitty situation where there's been no gigs because your following and your views and the people engaging with you for your live streams has been incredible.
Yeah, it's been really good. It was it all happened so fast, really, didn't it? We all went from getting a little bit worried with the COVID-19, not sure what was going to happen, to really, it felt like overnight, of losing all your gigs. And so I seen people were going live, and I think my wife was the first one to mention. Said, "Why don't you try doing a live thing?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" And then people kept saying, "Look, where can we donate? Where can we contribute to the show?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's okay. I'll just do it." Funny, I didn't know how long it was going to last. Anyway, they convinced me to set up a PayPal account, and and it's worked out really well. People have been really generous, and they've been chipping in and keeping us afloat, which I'm really grateful for. But and we're getting a few followers. You're getting probably while it's live, you got nearly 200 watching, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, can't complain.
It's been great. One of the more successful, because I keep an eye on everyone that's doing stuff at the moment, and you've certainly been one of the more successful. And I think the fact that you're so giving with your time and your repertoire, and I know that you give anything a crack, won't you? When you're people come in for requests and stuff, you're just happy to give it a try, even if you haven't played it for a few years.
No, that's right. I don't mind winging it. And, I never take myself too seriously, especially as a vocalist or anything like, geez, I miss heaps of notes and, they're like laughable, but, especially, and I think that's what people will like too. And they've told me that, they said that you're easygoing and you don't mind requests and having a laugh, and I'll tell a joke or an old story from when I was young. I can get a bit carried away. I don't mind a chat. But, I'm happy to give anything a go, really. It's just, it's fun. You're supposed to be having fun. So,
yeah. Well, look. And that repertoire, and I'm gonna give you another little musical challenge here. Ranges from the 50s to today, and I've seen some stuff online that you've done. I've got a song that I'd love to hear about, a bit of Elvis, "Don't Be Cruel." Would you be able to give us a little back to that?
All right, here's one I haven't done for a long time. Probably only done this one once.
You know I can be found sitting all alone. You can go around at least 3 telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true.
Awesome, man.
I think I got a wrong chord in there somewhere, but anyway.
No. Elvis would be saluting you right now.
I love Elvis. He's one of my favourites, actually.
Yeah. Well, look, tone, beautiful. I mean, yeah, who doesn't love Elvis? Hey, and you've got 4 boys. That's right.
Yes. Yeah, that's
4
right.
boys,
yeah.
All under 10.
Yeah. All under 10. Yeah, I had twins turn 9 2 weeks ago. And had a little boy turn 2 yesterday, actually. So little Bodie's 2. And I got a 6.5-year-old. Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so yeah, people, you need to be supporting Tristan online. You need to be, getting on the PayPal account and helping, there's a lot of mouths to feed there. A lot of hungry boys.
Yeah, they can eat.
And actually, your twins are musical as well. You've got them playing a bit of drums and keys. Is that right?
Yeah. I try and get him into everything, but one of the twins is right into it. He's playing guitar flat out. He loves the drums too, and he's doing really well. He's been playing guitar since he was 7, and he's well ahead of me, and he's doing really well. And his twin brother has started mucking around on the keys. He hasn't quite got the drive as Blake does, but now Kobe's on the keys, and he's got a nice little voice on him. Kobe, he was doing choir lessons for a while and stuff like that. So and Jai, the 6-year-old, he wants to be a drummer. So that's on the cards for the next few weeks. I said, right, I'm going to get you stuck into the drums, because they do get up and play with me at the live gigs now and then, and at local gigs I get them up and play and sing, and which is I just love it. I'm as proud as punch.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Hey, and you've been so you've got your regular streaming, which is what days is it? Fridays and
I was doing Fridays and Sundays.
Yep.
This weekend I'm going to do Saturday. I do it from 3 till 8, so I'll do another 5-hour session.
And that's very gracious of you to finish at 8 so that people can jump on to live from the Lockdown Lounge from 8 o'clock.
That's right.
Thank you, man, for considering us.
That's perfect.
But you've been doing private online parties as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple of those, and they've worked out really well too, and that all come about. Some woman, Kate, had approached me out just literally straight after seeing me on a live, what was it, a Friday night gig, and said, look, I know it's late notice, but would you be interested in doing a private little gig on a Saturday night? And didn't know how it would work, but yeah, it worked. You can do it through an event on Facebook and all that. And because I'm not very tech savvy.
Yeah.
But anyway, and no, it worked out well. We had a little private party and just a little 2-hour session on a Saturday night. Yeah.
Fantastic, people. So there's another option that you can have a private session with Tristan, basically book him and organise your party, and so they can contact you through your Facebook page, obviously, if anybody wants to do something like that. Hey, we've come to our first full song for the night. Tell us which song you've chosen and why you've chosen this one.
Okay, we'll probably go off. We'll do a bit of One Night in Bangkok. That's it, by Murray Head. So
that's very left field. What made you choose that one?
It is left field. Well, it's funny. It's a song I enjoy doing, and it's people request it a lot now. People that see me do it, it gets requested all the time. Now that they know that I do it, and it's quirky, it's different. It's one of them songs I'd wanted to do for years, and I just thought I probably couldn't be done. And then one day I just had a crack at it and worked it. I've got my foot pedals going and I changed the effects on my vocals and worked out. And I've been playing it for probably the last 4 or 5 years. And it's still one of my favourites.
Oh, man, I am excited to hear, especially with the foot pedals and the effects and things like that. I'm excited to hear it. So I'm going to let you get set up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tristan performing, and this is major left field. One Night in Bangkok. Take it away, Tristan.
All right, we'll see if we can get through this one.
I went to city with the city, don't know what the city is getting. I can let a creme of the just spot in a show with everything but Yul Brynner. Time flies to the 0 minutes. It's a Timberlinger's bar, had the just bars in it. All changed, don't know the venue. Playlist in the ordinary venue. It's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or this place. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples but the pills ain't free. You find a guide in every golden cloister. And if you're lucky then the gods are she. I can feel an angel siding up to me. One town's very like another when your head's down over your pieces, brother. It's a drag, it's a bore, it's really such a pity to be looking at the board and not looking at the city. What do you mean? You see one crowd of polluted stinking town? Tea-girls swarming, sweet Somerset up at the Somerset Foot Sweet. You get tired, you took it to her toes, every moon's among the purest. I get my kicks up above the waistline, sunshine. One night in Bangkok makes the hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can be together with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me. Science gonna be the witness to the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. This grips me more than would a muddy old river or reclining Buddha. Thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. And I don't see you guys rating the kind of mate I'm contemplating. I'd let you watch, or would invite you, but the queens we use would not excite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples but the pills ain't free. You find a guide in every golden cloister. Little flesh, a little history. I siding up to me. One night in Bangkok makes the hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can be together with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
Awesome. Fantastic, man. So the effects that you use throughout, I guess that's something that you've really got into, because when you're as a soloist, you want to sort of keep making it interesting and keep providing different sort of sounds and looks for the audience, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I try not to overdo it because, they make more impact when you only use them sparingly. But yeah, look, they're important. As a one-man show, that was something I learned early on that I thought, again, trying to go to be the one-man band. Again, it was trying to get them bigger gigs, them weddings. Someone that might look and go, oh, look, we can. Something that separates you. I can go, we can get this guy, he's got a big sound. So I added the drums, I add all that stuff just to compensate for talent, to be honest.
No way.
Yeah, no, look, it all adds to it. And, when you plug through a big PA system, the kick drum and the snare drum and all that, they sound massive, and that, just adds to the show.
Yeah, and I guess when you are playing weddings and things and people want to dance, the kick drum is really important to that, isn't it? I mean, as awesome as just an acoustic guitar and a vocal is, when people are partying and want to dance, they kind of want that kick drum drive, don't they? It just enhances the experience. Yeah,
well, they told me that early on. They would come up and get a quote even and say, "Oh, look, we weren't sure about getting an acoustic guy, for our wedding because we want to dance, but we've heard the drums and we've, it just sounds so big, and then that was what sort of made their decision. A lot of people to get a price off me was just to
Well, it's all very, very strategic and very fun. And like you said before, I think, just chatting to you now, you're such an easygoing guy and so up for a chat. And I think people appreciate that as well. It's sort of, there's no wall there. You pretty much bring people in.
Yeah, I'm a people person. I love meeting people. And I've met so many friends already just from weddings and parties, birthdays that I've done that now I consider, friends of mine,
Yep.
Literally, I didn't know them from a bar of soap until they hired me, and then they all keep in contact. They will drive from the other side of Melbourne down to Anglesea to see me at the local pub or whatever, and I've built a relationship with a lot of my clients. Yeah,
good on you. Hey, speaking about all of those, the technology and musical instruments that you bring in, you can. You can't do any better than going to our sponsors, Cranberry Music, to buy all your musical needs. How's that segue, Tristan?
Beautiful.
How am I going? Okay, so we are sponsored by the amazing people at Cranberry Music, and of course their stores are open. You can click and collect. You can shop online. You can get it delivered. Limbrook store in Elizabeth Street City, and they are having a major event at the moment that's going right to the end of May, and it's the Cranberry Music Taylor Days special event. And like I said, it's been extended to the end of May. So basically, you buy a Taylor and you get another Taylor for just $149. So, yep, you buy a Taylor guitar and you get another one for $149. Conditions apply. So you can choose from two amazing offers. So jump online, jump on Cranberry Music website, and you can see all the specifics. But basically now through the end of May at Cranberry Music, get an acoustic GS Mini, Academy Series or Baby Taylor for just $149 with the purchase of select Taylor models. So you choose from. There's two offers, and you can see them all on Cranberry Music. Cranberry Music, keeping the beat alive. There you go. That was my radio voice, man.
Done it well.
Thank you, brother. Hey, our new segment is back when I thought I was cool, and you have contributed an amazing entry for us today. But every good segment needs a good sting. So we're going to roll the sting. Play the sting.
Ooh, how you like me now? How you like me now? Ooh.
Back when I thought I was
Now, Tristan, we've got a picture of you that's going to come up on screen right now with an amazing mohawk. There it is. Look at you. Now, tell us.
There's a few to choose from.
There was. Now, you, back when you thought you were cool, tell us the story about this. Where were you? How old were you? What were you doing at the time?
I think I was 16. It was 1997, I had to guess. And I've still got that T-shirt. I've still got that guitar. That's the truth. That was in the band called Minotaur that I was in from when I was 14. And that was at Vic Uni in Werribee, actually. And it was just a little gig we did there. And, and I had all sorts of hairdos in those days. Yeah, I was changing it weekly.
Yeah,
I had more hair.
No, so very cool. I was actually, I had a mohawk for a little while myself, but I don't think I carried it as well as you. I didn't have the color. It was more sort of grey flicks that I had through my mohawk, but not quite like you. But man, that is a great entry. Roll the sting.
Ooh, how you like me now? How you like me now? Ooh.
Back when I thought I was cool.
There you go. Back when you thought you were cool. Hey, man, I would love to hear a little bit of Superstition. Give me a little bit of Stevie. Come on.
Oh, here we go. All right. I could change the drum sound maybe.
Writings on the wall. Very superstitious. Light about to fall. 30-month-old baby broke the looking glass. Said it's bad luck. Good things in the past. You believe the things that you don't understand. Superstition its way.
Thanks, Tristan. You're a good sport, man. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Hey, obviously, COVID-19 is basically what's brought us to this point in this sort of weird online world that we live in. And we always like to chat a little bit about how our artists are coping with it and how, like in your case, how you've been able to sort of make it work for you. So tell me a little bit about obviously, there's been a wave of gig cancellations, and we know that's been consistent for all musicians. But what were your emotions at the time when you realised that, hey, that revenue stream was going to be cut off? And, you know, what was your thought process in how best to kind of move forward?
Yeah, well, I suppose it was a state of panic at the start. You know, it's the way it happened for me. I'd just gone in to put a deposit on this guitar. Actually, I ordered this guitar.
Wow! And
I was in Geelong, and there was talk of what may happen. You know, there was no talk of things getting fully shut down yet or anything. And anyway, so I'd gone and paid the guitar off. I had to order it. It was a 6-week wait. And anyway, I'd walked out the door. The door hadn't even closed, and I got the first beep, and it was an engagement party. And that was a first cancellation, you know, and I thought, oh, you know, geez, you know, it was half the value of this guitar. And I was straight out like that, bang. Anyway, I got in the car, and by the time I'd driven home, I'd had another 2 messages, and I'd lost the following Sunday that was coming up, and then the a residency that I had was gone, and then within the next 2 days, I think everything was almost shut down, and then that's where I realised I got nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I guess people outside the music industry don't quite get that a lot of the event coordinators and functions and event spaces were waiting on the government to sort of deliver the policy. of how we were going to cope with social distancing or numbers in venues. Once that came, then everybody was just on the phone cancelling. And when you're at the end of the food chain, all of a sudden you get, like a dozen calls within 2 days of just cancellation after cancellation. And it's really confronting, not just from a revenue stream point of view, but from a just a mental health point of view, isn't it? It's pretty full on.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you keep hearing different stories from different people and different news sources of how long it could last. Some are saying it might only be a couple of months. Some are saying it could be 12 months, and so, there's all that uncertainty. And so you had to think quick, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, and like I've said earlier, you've been able to think quick, and you've been able to, I guess, transform what your offering is to an online one. And even though you're not tech savvy, I guess it's a kind of your personality, I imagine, is that you're happy to jump into something and give it a crack and see how it works, and it's worked out well for you.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I had a few problems the first few weeks with audio, and I was trying to order things online, just, little Apple connections and connect everything up to my iPhone and GoPros and all this stuff. And it was actually a laugh, We're all having a laugh online. And I think I've finally got all that sorted pretty much. But there's always something week in, week out. There's always something that, will happen. And like I said, I'm not very tech savvy, and under pressure, I'm hopeless.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, look, there's so many variables, and like even doing this show, you're relying on, internet speed and audio, and then the people, that are watching their internet speed. So there's just so many layers and variables. Yeah. But hey, we all just make do with what we've got, and I think people are generally forgiving in this climate, aren't they? With any limitations with technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we deal with it every day, whether you're downloading YouTube videos or anything. Yeah, so it's always, we're all on the same wavelength, I think.
How about your own mental health? We talked about how confronting it is when all of a sudden so many gigs are cancelled. How have you coped? Initially and to this point, how's your sort of your positivity and all that kind of jazz? How's that going?
To be honest, it's been quite good because not a lot has changed. I spent a lot of time at home anyway. So I was, obviously with the 4 boys and stuff. So, and then when the online gigs came in, they were working out well for us. And so to be honest, it went from, that panic for the first week to, after a couple of weeks, things were sort of working out, and I thought, well, we might get through this. But, I've got to admit, it is starting to drag on, and the online thing is starting to drop away a bit, the online gigs, because, well, I suppose restrictions have eased a little bit. And I thought, well, how can you entertain people week in, week out, the same sort of people, So it has dropped off a little bit, the online gigs. So it's, there's that worry now, thinking, when will it drop away completely, So
I reckon after this show, it's just going to be surging up again. You've just exposed you to a whole new audience of my mum and my mother-in-law. So there's two.
Hey, it all helps. It all helps.
Hey, and so both my mum and my mother-in-law are really cashed up, so they'll be
beautiful.
That's not true at all. Hey, what I'd love to hear? One of my favourite songs of all time is a bit of Africa from Toto. Can you give us a burst of that?
That's one of my favourite songs of all time.
Amazing song.
Yeah. I normally set up a bit of a loop for this, but I don't think I'll bother.
That's okay. That's part of the musical challenge. It's putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
The drums are going tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. When the winds reflect the stars against a salvation. I start to know
Beautiful, man.
Warm up for that one. It's one of the hardest to sing.
That is high. That is very, very
It is
high.
high.
Yeah, but you nailed it. Beautiful song. What a great song. And so, I mean, just means that you're so flexible really when you're doing gigs, because you can do a massive chill set, or you can get into the party stuff, and it just gives, I guess, the booker so many options to utilize you.
Yeah, well, and again, another conscious decision, just trying to play across as many genres as I could, and only lately I've just started to think I don't do a lot of country songs, so I started to learn a few country tunes, and I'm trying to get there. There's so many good songs though. There's so many good songs.
Have you got a few bars of a country song that you can think of that you've just you put in the bank?
Yeah, okay. I've been doing some Keith Urban. I was into early Keith Urban, but
Great.
That's it.
Run from the highways just as fast as I can to guide my time so I can breathe. Me, I'm going where the fresh air is blowing. Take a little walk in the country with me. Walk in the country with me. Watch the sun sink down on the trees. It's gonna do us some good to get down in the woods. Take a little walk in the country with me.
Nice.
There we go.
I can see, actually, you enjoy that stuff, don't you?
I do. A lot of people said, you have a country voice. And I said, well, I didn't know that, because I don't really listen to country other than, like I said, early Keith Urban. He had an album called The Ranch. The band was called The Ranch, actually, and it's mid-90s. And I love that album. It's the only country stuff I've ever listened to.
Wow. So, there you go. Yeah. No. Well, there's definitely something there. You should give a crack at writing some country tunes, and let us know how you go.
No, well.
Hey, we have an e-commerce platform where basically our viewers can see any of the artists that we've interviewed, and we just have a little hyperlink underneath where our artists nominate a charity that they are particularly close to, or they would like contributions made to. So all of the interviews we've done can be seen on lockdownlounge.live, the website, which is coming up on your screen right now. But you've nominated a charity, a local Geelong charity, in fact. Tell us a little bit about this charity and why you've nominated them.
Yeah, I've nominated Geelong Mums. Just think it's great what they do, and obviously, we can relate to it. When you're low on cash and you got a lot of kids' mouths to feed, and you need baby stuff and all that. And Geelong Mums, they provide that to underprivileged families, and whether it's cots, nappies, food, clothing, and and they've also hired me a couple of times over the years themselves for their functions and stuff. So I thought they'd be a good charity.
Fantastic. No, great one. So that website would have just come up on your screen now. So Geelong Mums, check them out, support them. Doing a lot of good for the local community. So, mate, we've come to your second full song now. So, tell us a little bit about this tune and why you've chosen this tune.
Another one of my favourites, Johnny Farnham. He's one of my favourite vocalists, and this particular song, which I'm a bit nervous that I chose it now. it's a hard one. I like to sing this after a good warm up, but it's probably been my most popular song that I've ever done online. So I learned a song and played it the very first gig. I didn't nail it. I wasn't even happy with the performance. My wife said, "No, post it. You'll never be happy with it." Anyway, I posted it, and it's had about 30,000 something views or something, which for me is a lot. I think the closest to that is probably under 15,000. So it's been my most popular. Yeah.
That is amazing. So what's the song called?
So the song is called Reasons.
Oh, beautiful song. Beautiful song. All right, mate. Well, I will let you set up. So we've got Tristan, ladies and gentlemen, playing the John Farnham classic Reasons. Take it away, Tristan.
All right, just got to set up a loop for this one first.
Some people are dreamers, they live for the future, as if it would work out. Just as they dream it would work out somehow. Others get caught in yesterday's papers, too busy reading to get on with living, but I live for now. Sometimes easy to make up excuses on the flimsiest pretext, and then all them reasons. But where are they now? Like I'm way too busy, I can't be involved now. And then there's the standby without understanding, but they're wrong somehow. I climb more than a mountain, swim more than an ocean, and build up an island, live for a lifetime. Just give me a reason and I come running. When I have reasons, I know the way. I'm pointing my feet in the right direction. Give me a reason. Some people are dreamers, they live for the future, as if it would work out. Just as they dream it would work out somehow. Climb more than a mountain, swim more than an ocean, and build up an island, live for a lifetime. Just give me a reason and I come running. When I have reasons, I know the way. I'm born on my feet in the right direction. Give me a reason. Yeah, I'm born on my feet in the right direction. When I have reasons, I know the way. Just give me a reason, I come running. Give me a reason.
Man, amazing again.
I should have had a bit more of a warm up before I tackled Farnsey, but anyway, there you go.
What a range you've got. So, obviously you're warmed up sufficiently because there's some high stuff in there.
Yeah, well, I did feel a bit of a break in the voice, I think, towards the last chorus. But yeah, it's always a tough song to sing, but it's just such a good song, and and I'm pretty, it's, I think with the looping and all that's going on, it showcases what you can do with just one guitar, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, you definitely the epitome of a one man band there. So encourage our viewers to jump on Tristan J. Ross Facebook page and get in contact and hire him for your next gig, or get an online event happening while we're still in a little bit of pseudo lockdown for now. Hey man, we this is our most popular segment. I wish we had 30,000 people viewing this, but we haven't. But it's our it's called Gig Chicken, and playing at weddings and things like that. I'm sure you've been exposed to every function you do. You get chicken. It's boiled chicken. It's hard boiled chicken. It's fried chicken. It's sautéed chicken. Any other chickens you can think of?
Honey chicken.
Chicken. Every kind of chicken we get when we go to gigs. And so this is our segment, Gig Chicken. Roll the sting. There you have it, and you'd be happy to know that you're both our good friend T and J is responsible for singing the harmonies on the chicken. The bark, 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 bark. That is T and J. We always ask our guest artists to harmonise with me on Gig Chicken. Can you do that on the count of three? 1, 2, 3. Gig Chicken. Awesome. Okay, Tristan, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. If you get this right, you will receive chicken in the mail between 4 and 72 working days. It's very important. It's very important to yourself. You can do whatever you want with your chicken. Okay. You can hang it up. You can take it for a walk. You can play with it. You can create art with it. Your first question, Tristan, is best gig you've ever played?
Oh, that's a hard one. Well, probably one of the I suppose the biggest gig is almost the best. But I played Taste of Chaos, which was at Vodafone Arena. It was about 8,000 people back in one of the metal bands I was in, 21 Summers, and that was in about 2005. So that was a memorable moment. Yeah. Felt like a rock star for 20 minutes.
Were you rocking the mohawk then?
I had bleached white hair in those days. Bleached white hair. Yeah, actually, and I think I had a big black handprint on the back of my head or something on my face.
Wow!
I can't remember. I did something special for that gig. Yeah.
Tell you what, you could have had quite a few entries in back when I thought I was cool, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could have.
And look at you now. You're just this responsible, dad at home. Yeah, and look at you now.
I don't. Yeah, and the kids ask for mohawks too sometimes, and I haven't been game to give them one yet.
That's hilarious. Okay, question number 2. Weirdest gig you ever played?
It's probably the same one.
Oh, really?
I've got a funny story. Well,
tell me.
Actually, it probably is the same one. So this is a good story. But so obviously it was a big opportunity for our band to play this gig with all these big international artists, and we were a metal band, and Flash, I was the guitarist, we had another guitarist, and we had these big guitar solos in the songs, and it was almost like Iron Maiden, and
right.
And they said, how about during this particular song, it's like a minute guitar solo, why don't you and Dale jump off the stage and run out into the crowd and do this dueling, flashy guitar solo out in the crowd? Yeah. And I said, okay, all right, no worries. Anyway, and we get up on stage, and it was high. It was about 8 foot up, and anyway, the songs come on, and we start to do it anyway. I've jumped off, anyway, and I've ran up through the mosh pit, and I got up to the seating area. I've run up the stairs. And I had no shirt on. I still remember I had the black shorts on. I had this camouflaged guitar. I had black handprints all over my body, actually, and my face. And anyway, looking like the real rock star. And I'm up there wheeling this guitar solo. And I assumed Dale was on the other side of the arena doing his part. Anyway, I've gone to go back on stage, and I had to go back down into the general admission area. and the woman security guard there stopped me. She goes, "Where's your pass?" And I'm like, and I'm thinking, I'm playing. I'm looking across playing, trying to shred away, and I just thought I'm stuffed here. And I looked around, and everyone's laughing, and I just thought, what am I going to do? And I'm looking at her going, I'm looking at myself, looking at her going, surely I'm not just some guy in the crowd with this guitar playing. And another security guard that had seen what was going on ran across and grabbed her. Anyway, and I was able to sneak back in, and then the worst bit is I couldn't get back on stage. I had to run all through backstage just to get to the back area because it's too high. And I just made it for the next song because I had to change my guitar setting. I was doing the intro for the next song, and the drummers counted me in. Didn't know where I was, and I've just dove on the pedals and just got there. But I do have that on video somewhere.
Oh, you got it.
Someone was side of stage filming that. It's on VHS. That's how long ago it was. I've got to put it on a digital format and put that on Facebook. It's funny.
Man,
that'd be the weirdest.
That is very Spinal Tap-ish.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
That is a good entry. That is a really good entry. Okay, question number 3, Gig Chicken. Last time you were nervous?
You know what would have been the first live gig that I did? Yeah, from a little studio here. Yeah, I was really nervous, like nearly the whole time. It was strange, you know. You just, there's no crowd. You know, you're finishing a song. Obviously, there's no clapping. There's comments, but yeah. And I was just nervous. I could hear it in my voice. You know, I was in my singing, even when I watched it back. And then I got over that pretty quick, actually, a week or so. And then now I really enjoy it, and I'm not nervous at all for them. Yeah, it's become a.
And what do you think it was that sort of helped you get over the nervousness? Was that the fact that you were appreciated so much, or just that the fact that you got used to the technology and the new environment, and you were able to sort of
used to the technology, things started working. Also, I suppose, that I was appreciated, and I realised, it didn't, no one's critical of everything you do. If you, like I say, and I found that at normal gigs, if I stuff the words up, I'm the first to call myself out, and say, oh, sorry about that, folks, and I don't try and cover it too much. So I suppose all that combined, now I look forward to it, and I wear headphones. I was using a monitor. Now I wear headphones, which I've never liked in the past, but it sort of puts you in that world when you got headphones. Right. It's almost, if anyone's ever gone snorkeling or scuba diving, once you go underwater and you get, all the sound goes, it just puts you in another world underwater. And that's the only way I can describe it. You get in your headphones, and it's just all the outside noise is gone, and you zone in. And I'm looking at the screen, and I look at the comments, and I get into it. Yeah, man.
No, I totally get. I love snorkeling. I'm quite the seaman. People tell me.
Right. I'm too scared of sharks. I love to snorkel.
Hey, you are doing very, very well at this so far. Look, we've had to have a supplementary question for this song because we've got the same, understandably, the same answer from everybody in the gig world at the moment, the cover band gig world. But the most requested song.
Well, I know what everyone else is going to say. So
is it the same one?
Except for horses,
yes,
it have to be. It's definitely after that would be Wonderwall.
Right.
And definitely Mr. Brightside would be third. And then, that's what I would say for me personally, yeah.
So that's the podium, yeah. Give us a little bit of Wonderwall.
All right. Okay, pay for that.
Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. Why not? You should have somehow realized what you're not to do. Yeah, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Beautiful, man. It's good. Beautiful sounding guitar too. I'm glad you got to buy that before the whole the shutdown thing.
Tell me about it. I freaked.
You would, if those cancellations came in half an hour earlier, you never would have bought that guitar.
I wouldn't
would
have. No, I wouldn't have. No, I would have. Look, I'd paid half off, so I don't know what I would have done, and it would have been a scary situation, to be honest. So,
yeah.
It was nice to receive it though. After 6 weeks, it was a nice little boost. I haven't been able to buy anything nice for the last 6 weeks. So when it finally arrived, I was it was very appreciative, very happy.
Cool, man. Okay, last question. So this is for the Gig Chicken, to win the Gig Chicken. Most famous person you've met or performed for?
It would be Steve Vai, I suppose, would be the most famous. Yeah, that I won a guitar competition.
Wow.
Yeah, and with Thump Music was the company. They were bringing him out for a masterclass, actually, and they held this competition where you submit a video of you playing guitar, and I won, and I actually cried. I fair dinkum. I don't mind telling you that. I was sitting on the couch.
I mean that, and we've got some video, I believe, that's that could be rolling right now as we speak. So what was that experience? So obviously he was a hero of yours.
He's always been my number one. He was my favourite guitarist, and anyway, and I entered this competition not thinking anything of it, and I was sitting on the couch. My wife was on a phone call. I got an email, just said congratulations on one, and I just sat there and I actually cried, and I was just, I've never won anything like that, and it was just the thought of getting up with your childhood hero like that, for me, it was just, it's still, apart from I suppose my wedding day and the birth of my children, it is definitely the greatest day of my life. It really was, to get up on stage, and I'll be forever thankful to Thump Music and Steve Vai for that opportunity. Yeah. Wow.
And how does being on Live from the Lockdown Lounge rank with your wedding, meeting Steve Vai, birth of your children?
Absolutely.
Are we up there in top 5?
Right up there. I'm not lucky enough to, or feel important enough to ever want to be interviewed. So it's nice that you guys
Mate, you have been a wonderful interview, and very, very relaxed and very natural. I can see why people gravitate towards you, because it'd be very entertaining, and I think people appreciate that. You're not pretending to be anyone else. You're just up there being you, and I think people really resonate with that vibe.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah, that's it. Just trying to keep it real, to be honest. Yeah, people can see through it anyway.
That's right. That's right. No, totally agree. Well, mate, I am delighted to announce that you have won Gig Chicken. So a chicken will be in the mail, coming to you between 4 and 72 working days. You can do whatever you like with it. Okay, I don't want you to do any weird stuff with it, all right? Because that would be bad for our brand. So please just keep it,
And mine too.
Not to mention your marriage is not good for that either.
Yeah, that's right.
So, of course, to finish off this segment, we have to roll the sting. Roll the sting. There you have our good friend T&J singing away, doing all the bucks and the Gig Chicken. Gig Chicken! And we always say at the end of that sting that some chickens were harmed during the filming of that sting, emotionally, ladies and gentlemen. So our next show on Thursday night, we have the multi-talented Robbie from Scat and Shadow Queen. Now, she, again, is another awesome artist and doing covers and originals, and we're really keen to chat with her. Hey, another massive band at the moment we're a massive band have come back into our consciousness is, of course, Queen. I would love to hear a little bit of Crazy Little Thing. Tristan, give me a blast of that.
Listen, I just can't handle it. Listen, I must get around to reading Ray. Crazy little thing to love.
to throw a guitar solo in there.
Oh, man, of course you did. On the new guitar. The COVID would forever be known as the COVID-19 guitar.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, man, we do a we want you to hang around here because we want you to address our massive audience and give them a parting message. But we always finish off the show with a bit of a closing segment of how people are coping with lockdown. And there are crazy ways that people are entertaining themselves. And here we have a guy that has poured soap on his floor, on his tiled floor, and using it as a kind of treadmill. It sounds weird, but when you see it, you'll know what I mean. Roll the video, coping with lockdown.
Água, para ficar alisando, para escorregar, para alisar. Pronto. Pronto. Tá feita a sua esteira. Só isso. Como é que você vai fazer o exercício? Assim, ó. Ó. Aí, você faz o exercício, vai.
Meia horinha, né?
Com meia hora você tá com a barriguinha seca, bonitinha, não precisa se preocupar. Pode aumentar a velocidade se você quiser. Você aperta aqui no botão, aí aumenta a velocidade, vai aumentando. Quanto mais você apertar, mais você vai correndo.
Yeah, okay. It brought a smile to your face, though, didn't it? Okay, that's what we do here, coping with lockdown. Hey, hey, Tristan, dead or alive? Can you give me a little bit of that?
Oh, good one. Good one.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, you're sounding very warmed up now.
Getting there.
Getting there. Well, we can go for another 5 hours if you want.
Sure.
Hey, we like to finish off our shows with a message from our guest, and it can be any kind of message you want, but basically it's could be a bit of positivity or a bit of how you're coping, or or even just self-promotion, whatever you like. The screen is yours, my friend.
No worries. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, for starters, and thank you so much to you guys for the opportunity. And yeah, look, it's tough on a lot of people, and there's a lot that aren't working. There's a lot that are still working, and it's tough for them. They're working extra hours. And so, look, all I can say is try and take care of yourselves. And as far as the musicians out there, do what you can, and reach out to your fellow musos and to your fellow mates and your family, and anyone that is in a position to watch any of these live gigs. Go along, watch them, and if you're in a position to contribute to that show through their PayPal or however, please do so, because it means everything. All the musicians that I know have lost all their work. So if you can help out in any way, please do, or share their page. And hopefully we can all get through this and get back doing what we're doing on the other side. So yeah, cheers.
Fantastic message. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, so support musos, basically. That's it. And, even the smallest contribution can make a difference. And pretty much any of the musos out there that have got their PayPal, e-commerce platform there, just small contribution can make a difference. If everybody's making small contributions, it can be go a long way. Don't go away, Tristan. I got one more song in my little music challenge that I would love to hear. Hey, we are brought to you by the amazing people at Cranbourne Music, and they are amazing because they are they're putting it out there to support the industry like we are. We're trying to support the industry through positive vibes, and in a real tangible way, Cranbourne Music are supporting the industry and supporting us. So their stores are open. They've got Limbrook and Elizabeth Street City. and you can shop online, click and collect, or get it delivered. And their special deal going on at the moment is the Taylor Days special event, and that goes right to the end of May. And basically, okay, you got to listen carefully. You buy a Taylor guitar and you get another Taylor for just $149. It is ridiculous. I would check it out. Jump on their website, check out the full details. Conditions apply. So basically, you've got 2 offers to choose from, and it's through to the end of May. You get an acoustic GS Mini Academy Series or Baby Taylor for just $149 with the purchase of select Taylor models. Choose. You could go online on Cranbourne Music and you can choose from 2 offers that are there. Conditions apply. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had such a great time. Tristan, you've been such a wonderful sport. Thank you again, man. You know what I'd love to hear is a little bit of Clapton, a little bit of Layla. Can you give me a burst of that, please?
Yeah, sure.
What do you do, good lonely? No one's waiting by your side. You've been running and hiding much too long. You know it's just your foolish pride. Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla. You begging my knees, Layla. Don't you ease my worried mind.
Amazing. You have eased all our collective worried minds, Tristan, with your beautiful, soulful performance. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful, wonderful guest. Thanks for sharing your magic with us. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, jump on Tristan J. Ross Facebook page. Check out all his live streams. Support the man. He's got 4 hungry boys that want to eat. So, support the man. And hopefully we'll be back to some normality soon and you can hit him up for your next function. Tristan, thank you again so much, man.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. So cheers. All the best to you guys and good luck with everything.
Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching live from the Lockdown Lounge. I am your host, Brian Rolt. I know this because it says so just down there. Thanks for watching. Check us out on Thursday night. We've got Robbie and another one on Saturday night, 8 p.m. We're always here for you. Have a great week. Good night.